Fight fans, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? Up here with y'all off the live today, man. I'm just going to check and see if we are actually live. I'm not actually sure, so give me a second, and I will definitely see if we are live. Just give it a second, all right? But hopefully we ain't gonna have any buffering issues. YouTube lately has been giving me the blues, man. But hopefully we can get up here and talk about this Brook and Earl Spence fight, man. I see the connection ain't too good. So, hey, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that shit, man. Some days it's good, some days it's bad. Yeah, I know. We was wrong, Chris. We was super wrong, man. But it's time to give a reasonable explanation here. A lot of people think I was real hard on Brook after this fight, man. We was wrong, Chris. We was terribly wrong. But, you know, I learned a lot about Brook in this particular fight that I'm not too happy about, man. I'm still riding with Brook, no doubt about it. That's still my main man. I'm not one of them jump on the bandwagon type of dudes. But the fact of the matter is, man, my man lost. And everything in my gut wants to say, look, he got hurt, bad eye. He got hit on the eye, took too many jabs on that eye, and sure, he quit. Yeah, I'm not in the ring. You're not in the ring. That should be said, right? It just don't sit well with me, man. I gotta call it like I see it. I don't think it was the eye at all that was the reason that Brook lost. I think the reason that Brook lost is because he gassed out. You know, one of the things I never talked about between Brook and Gennady Golovkin was the fact that I thought Brook showed conditioning issues in that fight as well. Brook showed conditioning issues in the Carlson Jones 1 fight. Brook showed conditioning issues at the end of the Sean Porter fight. I think it was conditioning. Man. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm going to try to share this to some of the groups so we can get some more folks up in here, man. But I think it was the conditioning, folks. I truly do. He quit. It's just as simple as that, man. You know, we can frame this thing however we want. The fact of the matter was, Brook quit. Brook quit. He quit. His conditioning let him down. Let me tell you something. You don't have a 10th round the way that Brook had a 10th round. You don't start off the 11th round the way Brook started off the 11th round and to take a knee like that. I've seen worse injuries. I've seen worse eye injuries than that. Just because you get some swelling around your eye is not a reason to quit. Some say, well, it was his orbital bone. He could have went blind. He was in the 11th round of a 12-round fight. The 11th round of a 12-round fight, and you take that no-mas knee. No. Well, first, I will say, hats off. He did a fantastic job in the earlier portions of the fight. Like I said before, through the first 5 rounds, I had him up. Starting from the 6th round on down, it was all Earl Spence to me. That injury, we don't know when it technically occurred. We heard Brook say the 7th. He started pulling his eye by the 9th or 10th. No. Fuck no. I'm not buying it, man. I wanna be that guy that say, yo, what, give my man a break and this and I want to be that person. But no. No, Kel gassed out, man. The body work of Earl Spence, all right? The right-hand jab of Earl Spence won that fight. Brook's conditioning, fluctuating between weight, showed up. Everybody was fucking right. Let's not act like people were wrong here. To all you Spence fans, hats off to you the way y'all called this fight. Y'all called this fight exactly the way it went. The motherfucker gassed out. You know what I'm saying? Brook gassed out. The thing that I heard someone say, and I'm sorry about the connection, folks, if it's buffering. I don't know. I don't know. But I just want to say that somebody said prior to this fight that Brook's camp, we were hoping that it wasn't a weight loss camp. You know, they said he showed up weeks before training camp. The question has to be asked, was it a weight loss camp? Or was it a game plan camp? Because clearly, if it was strictly a weight loss camp, That's what it seemed to be. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, man. Kell Brook let me down. Yeah, I can't stand by it. He let me down. I would have preferred to see him go out on his sword. Don't give me that he would have went blind bullshit. All right, every time somebody's eye swells up don't mean they're going to go fucking blind. This is boxing. People get swollen eyes. People get busted noses. People get broken bones. Thank you. I agree. Foul pole boxing. By the 6th round, Earl Spence was just missing and Brook was tired and unbalanced. I agree with that 100%. Brook's conditioning let him down, ladies and gentlemen. He looked good to the eye. But his not only did he stop moving, Chris, he stopped countering. Roughly about the 4th or 5th round, we noticed that Kell Brook's sharp countering started to come down. The first 4 rounds, he was countering his ass off, and it kept Earl Spence honest. And it kept Earl Spence from walking in that front door. Because every time Earl Spence would swing, Kell Brook would counter. And it was gorgeous. But about the 4th or 5th round, he stopped. He stopped. And my thing is, if he was going to stop around that time, I'm sorry, folks, about the connection. If he was going to stop around that time, why didn't he use his footwork more, man? Those body shots. Body shots were key. The body shots of Earl Spence and the jab of Earl Spence won him that fight. Yeah, he outboxed him early when he was full of energy. I have no doubt in my mind, Brook is a hell of a fighter when he's full of stamina, when he's full. But whenever he gets to the later rounds, man, he takes his foot off the gas. He don't have much in him, and that's becoming a blueprint now on Kell Brook. Even in his wins, ladies and gentlemen, even in his victories against Sean Porter and Sinchenko and Carson Jones, the first fight, like he gassed. And now he's in like this weight abyss, like Adrian Broner. He's like in that position because he can't go to 54 right now with a face like that. He can't go to 54 and face those dudes, man, and with his face all fucked up. What are you going to do? Nobody at welterweight will give him no more respect after this point. Trust and believe, if they were barely respecting him as a champion, how the fuck you think they're going to do with this dude taking a knee? Kell Brook has now resetted his career. And it ain't because he lost to Earl Spence. It's because how he lost to Earl Spence. Kell Brook has officially resetted his career, y'all. Now that that's out of my system. With that being said, Earl Spence ain't nothing short of the truth. He claims he wasn't 100%. That dude made Brook in the later rounds, man. He made Brook look like a boy. I mean, I expected Earl Spence to look like the boy in this fight. He made Brook look like a boy. Brook started backtrotting. Brook started getting broken up on the inside, man. The eye was just the result of so many jabs being landed on Brook, not only earlier on in the fight, but also in the mid to later portions of the fight. You don't fight like this in front of your home crowd. You don't fight like this when you're trying to get respect. You keep going. Y'all believe that eye injury bullshit. Y'all believe it. I ain't believing it. I'm sorry. His conditioning let him down. You know what I'm saying? He did not dig deep enough. Earl Spence is a strong dude. Kell Brook was pushing and putting his weight all up on him, up against the ropes. He was laying on him. He was holding him. And Earl Spence remained strong through that entire fight, man. You don't fight like that in front of your people. You don't do that, man. You don't do that. The Sheffield people would have loved Brook if he would have went out on his shield. It ain't so much that Spence took it away, foul play. It's more so that Brook's conditioning, man. Look, in the Gennady Golovkin fight, Kell Brook was a different fighter for the first 3 rounds. First 3 rounds, he was full of spunk. The weight affected Kell Brook later on in the Gennady Golovkin fight as well. By the 4th round, Kell Brook was a new, slowed down fighter. In this particular fight, it wasn't no different, man. It was his conditioning. If Kell Brook would have remained in better conditioning through about the first 6 to 7 rounds, it would have been a little bit more definitive. I had Kell Brook going up in the fight after the 7th round. He started ducking under it and he started getting close. Most importantly, that people didn't notice, I don't know, when you go back and watch the fight, people are going to notice the little nuances that Errol Spence was doing when he got close, man. He was hitting Brook with a lot of shots on the inside, and he was hitting Brook with a lot of uppercuts. Yeah, it did. It just, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not going to take nothing away from Errol Spence in this fight. I'm not going to say the reason that Errol Spence won is because Kell Brook was XYZ. No, Errol Spence was the better fighter that night. Errol Spence was the man who came with a better game plan that night. Errol Spence showed adjustment that night. Kell Brook was the same fighter for every fucking round. Whenever the old Sean Porter strategy didn't work, then he had nothing else. He went back to the Sean Porter way of fighting. I wanted him to go back to the same way he fought Carson Jones 1. But instead, he fought similar to how he fought Sean Porter. Now, I was shocked that Brook came out so aggressive earlier on in the fight. Foul pole. Hey, bro, I couldn't have said that no better. Algeria, I was 20 times worse. But he carried on with that fight, and he beat Ruslan Provodnikov. 20 times worse, man. 20 times worse. You right. When you got this much on the line, man, ain't no eye gonna stop you from going it, man. Ain't nothing gonna stop you from finishing that fucking fight when you are 1 round away, man. 1 round away. No. Fuck no, man. Fuck no. No. That ain't how I like my box. Look. I know we're in a new age of boxing. I understand, y'all are very concerned about his vision and his health and everything like that. I get it, man. But I'm from the old school of boxing, yo. Where, like, look, you gotta damn near kill me to take this title from me. You got to damn near kill me. And Brook did not do that, man. He did not do that. When he faced some adversity, he quit. The worst thing that a fighter can do to me is quit. This is the reason I don't fuck with Victor Ortiz whatsoever. Every time I cover Victor Ortiz on my channel, it's always a make fun of him video. Because I don't respect quitters. And I know I'm not in the ring. I know what y'all want to say. Oh, you're not in the ring. You ain't a fighter, main man, mate. Man, how you going to say he shouldn't have quit? I might not be that, but one thing I am is a fucking fan, man. And I am a fan, and I have seen hundreds of boxers get in there, climb over adversity, injured, sick, ill, whatever the case may be. And they get the job done because they got to dig deep when you are performing on this level. Amir Khan and Kell Brook are like 2 peas in a fucking pod, man. They are, man. They just like 2 peas in a pod. They can't get the big fights. They can't get over the big hump. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said before, I'm venting here, but I still got love for Kell Brook. I think he did fight as hard. I think he fought well in the beginning portions of the fight. He showed if he would have remained at a better condition, he would have did much better in this fight. It's as simple as that, man. It's as fucking simple as that, man. I'm not gonna sit here, man, and act like I'm happy with this shit, man. I can't. I want to be sympathizing towards Kell Brook. I can't, man. It ain't in me, man. I'm sorry, man. The man fucking quit, man. He quit, man. Fuck that. He quit. Fight fans, don't abandon Kell Brook. Just because I'm feeling this way, I'm pretty sure most of the fans in Sheffield, if you are a true fan of Kell Brook, you feel like I feel. It's as plain as that. Now, if you want to be this delusional person and act like, oh, well, man, we got to care about his eye. It's his eye. It's his eye. It's the other eye. It's not even the fucking eye that was injured. It's the other eye, man. If y'all want to be that kind of person, be my guest, man. Be my guest. But me, nah, fuck no. I'm holding Brook to task to this, man. I'm holding Brook to task because he could have beat Errol Spence, man. He could have beat Errol Spence. If he would have dug deep, he gassed the fuck out and he had no answer, man. He didn't recover. Simple as that, man. He needs a couple of tune-ups. Yeah, he needs a couple of tune-ups. Who? At welterweight? At welterweight? Who? Who? He's going to fight a bunch of local yokels that we never fucking heard of before. You know what I'm saying? Build his reputation back up. Good for Kell Brook, man. Hopefully he gets the Khan fight. I'd still want to see it. He quit, man. He fucking quit. I never thought in a zillion predictions I could have did 100 predictions and not one of my predictions would have said Kell Brook would have quit. Spence would definitely lose to Thurman. I don't know about that. Let's talk Earl Spence. I don't know about that. You know, Spence brings a different style of fighting to the welterweight division that no one's using. And that is a game plan that's revolving around the body work, and he's highly successful with it. Until someone shows me. James says, I get that, James. James, I get that. But not with this much on the line. Not in front of 27,000 fellow Sheffield, UK fans. You know what I mean? Not on this level. If you're coming up through the ranks, I got you. You got a lot more to fight for. If you know, any other reason, not on this level. No. Nuh-uh. No. James, I hear you, man. I hear you, man. I do. And he is smart to save his vision if it was that bad. I'm not one to run out there and think it was that bad. I feel you. Yeah, it's not smart. It ain't. And his health does come first. You know, he has life after boxing to worry about. I agree with that. But as a fan, as somebody who I want to see damn near be killed to lose a title, what was the scorecards? Truth be told, Chris, I was so disgusted, man. I don't fucking know. I know what mines look like, man, and I had Brook up leading going into the 8th round. All he had to do was hold. All he had to do was get 1 or 2 more rounds under his belt, and he would have took that fight. I'm sorry, James. I can't, man. This is his whole career. This is the moment that he's been asking us to give him for his whole career. Big fights, big names, world recognition. He wanted this. This is what he's asked for his whole fucking career. And he finally gets it, and this is what you do. I got it. I got you, James, but I'm sorry. Spence was up by 1 in the 10th. I mean, going into the 10th, I can see it. But that still wasn't not a margin big enough where Kell Brook couldn't have overcame it with 1 or 2 more good rounds. And I thought he started out the last round pretty good. He did put up a good fight, man. He put up a good fight earlier on until he gassed. He gassed. And why? He gassed, and why? He gassed, man. Don't act like he didn't gas. Y'all act like he gassed. The fluctuation in weight, what everybody said, his eye, his weight, these are going to be issues in the fight. The body work of Spence. They were right. They were right. That notion was in me. It was on my brain. I was battling with it. You know, if you see my prediction, I said I wasn't going to throw logic out the window, and I was battling with that. I was battling with the fact that Spence's body work with Kell Brook's fluctuation in weight, with Kell Brook's eye, as opposed to Kell Brook being a faster fighter, a counterpuncher, more experienced fighter, and I bet it on this side. That was my basically logic for choosing Kell Brook. Not as says, oh, I just believe he's this great fighter. No, I looked at strategy and I seen Kell Brook with the better strategy, as we saw earlier on in the fight. But his conditioning did not hold up for him to continue to fight in that manner, man. Yo, those counters were coming fast on Earl Spence. Earl Spence was in a mixing bowl for a minute. Like, when do I swing? When don't I swing? Can I double it up? I can't double it up because he's countering me. He had Earl Spence in the mixing bowl at so many times throughout the fight. But from the 6 on down, do you think Brook fully recovered from the GGG beating? I don't. I think he physically recovered, James, but I don't think he mentally recovered. No, because clearly the first sign of his eye giving him problems, and he took that knee that way. He didn't even do that in the Gennady Golovkin fight. In the Gennady Golovkin fight, they ended the fight with him on his feet. You know what I'm saying? You don't think he gassed? It was clear his eye getting hurt in the 7th. He did gas, bro. Look, he stopped countering. John, he stopped countering. By the 6th round, he wasn't countering no more. By the 6th round, he wasn't leading off no more. You know what I'm saying? His punch output went down big time. Sorry about the connection, folks. Punch output died big time. No, he gassed, bro. He definitely gassed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was gassed by those body shots and his conditioning, man. And his condition. See, Kell Brook came out earlier on and was wrestling with Earl Spence. Like, he was actually trying to be the more aggressive fighter. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot out of him, man. It took a lot out of him. Earl Spence is a strong kid, man. Yeah, he stopped throwing punches in the 6th. And everybody says he got hurt in the 7th. Oh, he stopped throwing punches in the 8th round, and he was trying to hold. He gassed out in the 7th. Yes, he couldn't do what he was doing earlier on in the fight. The eye affected his boxing game. Rewatch it. I'm not going to say it didn't affect him, but you got to adjust. This is the championship level. What kind of we know? You adjust. You do something else. You figure out a way to win. Y'all keep coming. We're not going to baby champions. We're not babying champions. You figure it out. I don't like using Mayweather references, but Mayweather fought Luis Castillo in that first fight with one fucking arm. All right, he claims he had one arm, and he found a way to win. That's what champions do. You know what I mean? Kell Brook, I believe he's a good fighter, a very, very good fighter. But when it comes to the championship level, he gets exposed at times, man. You know what I mean? And it's mainly due, I think, to his conditioning, not his boxing skills. Because skills, he's right up there with the top of them. But some reason, some way or another, Kell Brook fades. He fades in most of his fights. That's something that no one put in their predictions. Not even me, and I kind of knew it. Spence was landing some good shots throughout the whole fight from round 1 through 6. The 6th, Spence put it on him. I agree. And maybe that was all part of Spence's game plan, to come out light early, drown Kell Brook in the middle to late rounds. A lot of you Spence fans suggested that's what he was going to do. Hats off to you for calling that. Y'all did call that shit. Y'all said, yo, Spence is going to drown him in the mid to late rounds. And that's what it was. Now, Thurman and Earl Spence, I don't know, man. The reason I say this is because Earl Spence goes to the body. He takes your legs from under you. If Thurman gets his legs taken from under him, he's going to have a problem with Earl Spence. The welterweight division is going to have a problem with Earl Spence. It'd be an interesting fight, him and Showtime Sean Porter, though I think he beats Showtime Sean Porter because Earl Spence goes to the body from distance, and I think he'll keep that boxer's distance from Sean Porter, and he'll be able to keep him, as he's coming in, hit him with all kinds of shots to the body. Thurman too fast for Spence. Thurman is going to have a bike like no other to beat Spence. He will need to have a bike like no other to beat Spence, and he will have to be in tip-top shape because it would take super legs to stay away from Earl Spence. Now, clearly, Earl Spence can be outboxed. That ain't Kell Brook showed that you can outbox Earl Spence. He clearly outboxed him early on in the fight. And Spence does get tagged on the counter shots, and he does get tagged when he's going backwards. But the thing is, you have to do it for all 12 rounds. And eventually, with Spence's style, where he's looking to slow you down and then take advantage of you late in the fight, that's going to pose major problems for Keith One-Time Thurman, man. Major problem. But it'll be similar to this. Keith Thurman will box him well early. But if a lot of those body shots start to accumulate on Keith Thurman, it's going to be lights fucking out. Yo, Earl Spence thoroughly impressed me in this fight. Thoroughly impressed me. He went over to the backyard. He went to the Lion's Den, and he went over there to that UK. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Listening to the crowd in Sheffield, I don't think a lot of y'all believed in Brook. I didn't see the punch stash yet, Tyler. I'm going to go back and watch it. I've been disgusted with this shit, bro. Like, dog, this is disgusting, man. This is fucking, I didn't see this coming. For a lot of us bettors, like, yo, man. Yeah, I did see major holes in Spence's defense. I did when he was boxing with Brook, but I just honestly think that plays into a lot of Earl Spence's game plan. I think that I think a lot of Spence's game plan was to take it light on Brook early on in the fight, but I think he was surprised more so that Brook was looking to stand right there in front of him and also wrestle with him. You know what I'm saying? You had Brook landing 14 jabs, so you think Brook was inactive and inaccurate in that particular fight? Foul pole. I thought he did enough to keep Spence honest. I thought Spence didn't just walk through the front door like he did early on in that fight. No. Brook hurt Spence 4 times. That may be key, John. That's all fine and well. Brook did great in the first 5 rounds, y'all. He did awesome. I ain't denying that shit. Y'all giving me everything that Brook did well early. Great. In championship fights, the championship rounds matter. How did Brook do in the championship rounds? Riddle me that. Somebody give me some comments on that. Don't tell me what Brook did in the first 4 rounds. Don't matter. Don't matter. That was a full energy, full-fledged Kell Brook. What the Kell Brook I want to see is what did Kell Brook do in the mid to later rounds. That's what counts on the championship level. Let's not take away the little flashes that Brook did good and say, oh, Brook did. No. He fucking quit. It's the mid to late rounds that matter. And he did not show up for those rounds. I don't want to hear that eye shit. Yes, he got tired. Everybody knows that. He got fucking tired. There was no fucking eye shit. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry. I need to calm down, but I just after the Triple G fight, man, after the fight with Gennady Golovkin went the way it went, for us to get this kind of fight, it's just like, even in that fight, he didn't go down. Even in the Gennady Golovkin fight where his orbital bone got broke, the swelling swelled up way more rapidly in the Gennady Golovkin fight because by 2 rounds, that boy eye was done. But in this particular fight, the eye did not swell nearly as rapidly. I don't know if the orbital bone is broken or not. You know what I'm saying? No, fuck no. Fuck no. And this lets me know that Kell Brook may even have problems with Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman would have tested Brook's conditioning also. Not more so with body work, but with the constant moving and Brook having to chase Thurman around, it would have tested Kell Brook's conditioning. And I am questioning Kell Brook's conditioning until I see otherwise. Not against the Gavins, not against the JoJo Dans, not against the Kevin Biziers. I'm questioning Kell Brook's stamina on the championship level. When he gets in there with guys on this level, his stamina shows. And that ain't good. That ain't good. I believe Brook is all heart. Don't get me wrong. Well, in this, am I questioning his heart? Yeah, he'll box him early, but I'm questioning so much with Kell Brook, man. Like, yo, man, oh man, yo, like this is not the Kell Brook from Sean Porter. Brook better than Thurman. Thurman gonna be man down. Well, Thurman has beaten Diego Chavez. Thurman has beaten Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Thurman has beaten Robert Guerrero. You can say that all you want, but that speaks for itself. Kell Brook ain't done none of that. Kell Brook ain't done none of that. I don't know who Kell Brook beats at welterweight on the championship level at this point. I don't know. Should Brook move up to 154? Should Brook move up to 154? I don't know. And I'm stumped on that shit, bro. Like, you say yeah, but then you think of Jermell Charlo, you think of Arislandi Lohr, you think of Demetrius Andrade, you think of a lot of hard hitters at 154. He said he could still make 4-7. I think he should stay there. Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I think his road to recovery would be much more easier at 47 than he has at, he gave it one last try before taking the knee. I know, man. I'm torn, bruh. John, I'm torn. Foul pole boxing, I'm torn. I'm like, yeah, I understand the health complications and the implications, and he did fight to the hardest he could have. But on the flip side, I'm like, I do believe he quit. He needs a soft touch before Garcia. Is Garcia going to give him the fight? Is any major welterweight going to give him the fight on the Heyman side of the tracks? After what they put Errol Spence through, after what Errol Spence did, they didn't give him a shot prior to Errol Spence. What makes you think that they're going to give him a shot after Errol Spence? He should fight a guy who takes him 12. Maybe, yeah, okay, look. If I had to find a road to recovery for Kell Brook at welterweight, he takes on somebody to get his confidence back. I don't know who he gets in there with. I would have to look over the names. Robert Guerrero's, that level, the B level calibers, the C plus level caliber fighters. Maybe get 1 or 2. But don't come back to the ring this year. No, I think he sits out the rest of this year. Let his face heal. Let his fucking face heal. You know what I'm saying? Bradley versus Brook would make sense. Bradley versus Brook would make a lot of sense. That would be a great fight. Bradley is not a powerful puncher. It would be a big name on. That would be a hell of a fight. But I don't know what's going on with Bradley taking marching orders from his wife, man. His wife is running his career right now. She's telling Bradley when to fight, who to fight, when to fight, where to fight. Bradley's training fighters that they're looking to get into the management business, man. But yo, man, that man wife telling him when he can and cannot fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whenever Tim Bradley wants to come back and be a fighter again and not be a husband, you know what I mean, in the ring, then, you know, I'd love to see Timothy Bradley versus Kell Brook, man. But he got to get permission first, you know what I'm saying? He got to get his wife to sign his permission slips and shit, you know what I mean? Timothy Bradley, man, I don't know what's up with them, man. That dude, man, ever since the Pacquiao beatdown, man, his brain cells been fucked up. He don't want to come back and fight. He don't want to fight nobody respectable. When they asked him about Earl Spence at one time, and why should I fight Earl Spence? You know what I mean? Biatch, you know what I'm saying? So I got love for Timothy Bradley, pillow puncher, but he got to get a permission slip, man. Mikey versus AB fight, no doubt. Yeah. We getting hopefully they make that fight, man. But you know, I did a video on that fight. Why ain't Adrian Broner fighting Terrence Crawford again? Riddle me that. Don't worry, I'll wait. Why ain't Adrian Broner fighting I don't know, a Lucas Matisse? Why isn't he fighting? I don't know. Try to get the Victor Postal fight. Why isn't he fighting one of the true 140s again? Riddle me that. I mean, maybe I missed something. Oh, Mikey Garcia is a big name. Mikey Garcia is a big name, right? And it ain't a lot of politics to make that fight. That's the reason they make that fight. Stealing Robert Easter's opponent. The guy that he could have easily put his own fighter in there, Robert Easter, with. How's he going? I don't know. You know, this just shows how pussy is. Broner's running from 47. He's running from the welterweights, man. Why the fuck is Broner running from the welterweights? He's clearly a welterweight, ladies and gentlemen. He's clearly a welterweight. You know, all of that, you know, he should be a 140 fighter. That was good for 1 or 2 years ago when he skipped 140. Now, that dude has grown into a welterweight. He needs to be at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? But he wants to bring up 135 Mikey Garcia. All right. I'm not going to be negative. Let's just say, fuck it. The fight. I see Adrian Broner really beating Mikey Garcia. I see Adrian Broner stylistically being too hard of a puncher. Being able to take the shots of Mikey Garcia, he'll have a much bigger body. He'll be able to take a lot of the shots. He'll be built like a tank going into a 140, fighting a 135 fight. It will have to be at a catch weight of 144 or better. It's the only way I even see Adrian Broner making weight, truth be told. But I think Mikey loses, man. I mean, I just think Adrian Broner is too big. He's too heavy. He's too strong. I think he'll put weight on Mikey Garcia, and he'll lay a lot of hard shots on Mikey Garcia. Mikey may have the better skill set. He may be better skilled, but I think there's just much more of a weight disparity there, much more of a power disparity there as well. And I think Adrian Broner will come out on top. You think Crawford will whoop him easy? I do too. And I think that's the reason he's avoiding Terrence Crawford, man. And it's looking pussy to me every fight that he tends to avoid Terrence Crawford. Don't give me that politics shit, because Terrence Crawford just fought 2 Al Heyman fighters. You know what I'm saying? So it can definitely happen. You know what I mean? So Don't give me that. Oh well, you know he's with Al Heyman in PBC and Crawford is with Bob Arum in Top Rank. They're making fights. There ain't no reason why those two cannot fight. I heard when it was brought to Adrian Broner, well, what you gonna do about Terrence Crawford? And his words were, well, Terrence Crawford, you know, he took a page out of Floyd Mayweather's playbook. You keep winning, and you know, eventually you just keep on winning, and eventually we'll fight. Does Adrian Broner not understand that Terrence Crawford is at this point much more accomplished than him, much more respected than him? Does he not understand that we see you as the loser of that particular fucking fight, bruh? You know what I mean? Like, that ain't jack shit that you've done against Ashley Theophane or Khabib Alakverdiv or little Carlos Molina or Emmanuel Taylor, in which you damn near lost that fight. You know, there ain't nothing I seen in those fights, man, that got me back on the Adrian Broner train. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm very disappointed in Adrian Broner and how he's carrying his career, drinking lean and shit. Can't stay out of jail, man. That's Broner for you, man. You know, hopefully he gets it together. But Terrence Crawford would dust his ass. You know what I'm saying? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Earl Spence, though, in welterweight, though. I want to get back to this. I see Earl Spence. I see him at this present time. The only 2 welterweights, in my opinion, that give Earl Spence problems, in my opinion, I think will be Showtime Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. I think those 2 fighters will be right there with Earl Spence. I think he beats Thurman just off the eye test. No, John. I'm not abandoning Kell Brook. Just because his face is broke, I still got love for Brook. Who's your next favorite guy? That's it, man. That's as far as it goes. Everybody else I'm non-biased. I'm totally down the middle with. But Kell was something special to me. Reason I told you guys before, the reason I'm such a big Kell Brook fan is because how he came over here and he beat Porter. How he did it, the shit that he talked after that fight. He called out everybody. He stood in there. He went up there and got GGG fight. I had a lot of love for the dude, man, but this definitely lowers my, how I feel about him, but I still rock with Kell Brook. Fight not happening, yeah. It's still not. Which fight not happening? You talking about the Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner fight? I don't know if that's the one y'all talking about or not. If it ain't happening, then fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Fucking good. Hamid, yes, he quit. I agree. 100%. He fucking quit. I don't want to hear the sob. Everyone, I did my post-fight video and I got attacked big time. You know what I mean? Oh, man, why you ain't standing with Kell Brook? Oh, he could have went blind, man. This, that, and the third. He quit. I'm going to call it like I said. He fucking quit. You know what I'm saying? He gassed and he quit. He got the body shots. He got broken up on the inside and he quit. The right jab of Earl Spence swelled his eye and he quit. He fucking quit. As simple as that. You know what I mean? Shit. Thank you, Sergio. That's what I'm saying. We can make it like it's a zillion other reasons all we want, man. There ain't no zillion other reasons here, man. Ain't no zillion other reasons here, man. He quit. And how does Amir Khan feel? Where does the Amir Khan fight stand now? That's a big question. Will Amir Khan still fight Kell Brook? At this point in time, we know Khan is an opportunist. He wanted to play off Brook beating Earl Spence and hopefully making the fight much bigger. It still would be a big fight on British soil. Man, hopefully Khan wake up, man. Maybe he's seen some flaws in Brook, but yeah, everybody knocks Khan glass chin out. But I'm telling you something, y'all. What ain't being talked about this morning is that there's been an exposure on Kell Brook, and that is taking him into the championship rounds. Yeah, they both need to win. They both need to take soft touches. I don't know what Khan's going to do, same as I don't know what Brook's going to do. The WBC got the last laugh on Amir Khan. Amir Khan worked out all kind of side deals with the WBC, and it kept him the #1 contender for so long. But he went up there and he got that Canelo fight. He took an injury and he came back down and they kicked him out, even though they originally agreed with him and said, we will keep you as the #1 guy. But does Khan get put to sleep by Brook? Before this fight, I thought hands down, absolutely yes. I thought before, you couldn't tell me otherwise. Man, Kell Brook was sleep Khan within 5 rounds. But now there's a strategy that can be applied to Kell Brook, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all got to understand something. Every fighter sit back. Sometimes, like in Keith Thurman's case, and a lot of these guys who fight once a year and they don't want to take these fights fast, you know what they do? They sit back and they wait. They sit back and they wait till this guy gets in there with a tough fighter and wait till he gets exposed. And that's exactly what happened with Kell Brook last night. Not so much in the Gennady Golovkin fight because he fought a middleweight. But him fighting Earl Spence last night now puts a blueprint on Kell Brook and exposes him in many ways. I think the #1 way is his conditioning. People are going to start to questioning the conditioning of Kell Brook. They're going to say that if you take Kell Brook in the deep rounds, his punch output comes down. They're going to say that if you take Kell Brook in the middle to deep rounds, he's not nearly the same fighter that he was. And yeah, Khan will be smart enough. Hamid, you're right. Khan will be smart enough to learn to go to the body early on Kell Brook now. There's a blueprint out there, folks. There wasn't one at first. And that's what I think kept a lot of the other champions at bay, because they didn't know exactly how to beat Brook. They knew that he was strong. They knew that he was big for a welterweight. They knew that the dude had a dynamic 1-2. He had a dynamic jab. But even though in his in his fights, he's never showed vulnerabilities much. Now, last night, he showed major vulnerabilities. Now, with another injury, you want your $70 back, Sergio? Now, with another injury, and now his conditioning showing holes, there's a blueprint on Kell Brook. And Kell Brook better realize that. Yes, he was unknown. And, and the thing that I stated that prior to the fight was that when he came over here to America and he fought Showtime Sean Porter, oh, man, the connection is kind of breaking. I really wanted to get this out. When he fought Showtime Sean Porter, he had a different hunger. He had something to prove. He had a chip on his shoulder. He was fighting in front of an unknown crowd who not one of us knew who the fuck he was at the time. We wasn't expecting much from him. And the difference was in this fight, he was fighting in front of the people that seen him grow up. He was fighting in front of all of his mentors. He was fighting in front of the people who had more expectations on him than ever before. And that was a major difference. I think that rattled Kell Brook. I stated that in the final press conference. I thought Kell Brook was rattled from the pressure. You know what I'm saying? The pressure started to mount on him. And he was heavily avoided back then, but now I don't see Brook being that's not going to happen. Sorry for the buffering issues, but we're back. Fuck. But yeah, I now people have a blueprint on Kell Brook. They have a way to beat Kell Brook. I don't think I don't think he's profitable right now in America no more. I mean, this was the one that was going to make him profitable in America. He's still profitable in the UK. But this fight was going to make him profitable in America. And he's not profitable in America no more, man. Oh, man. I'm going to try to wait for the buffering issues to kind of slow down, man. I don't know what it is with our fighters in the UK. Glass eyes and glass jaws. No bullshit. Oh, okay. Thanks, John, man. Glass eye and glass jaws, man. Yeah, you're right, man. Yo, man. Hey, look, UK. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. My American brethren are gonna be pissed off at me, bruh. I've been rolling with Brook, man, for this whole fucking time, yo. But it was genuine. That's the difference between me and most. It was genuine. It wasn't trolling. It wasn't something to jump on a bandwagon. It was actually genuine. And on my part, it was genuine. You know what I'm saying? I used what I know about boxing and I applied it to this fight, and it was genuine. The undercards. Yeah, the George Groves fight, man. Was that stoppage premature to y'all? George Groves, man. 4th time's the fucking charm. Hats off to George Groves for finally getting a belt. You know what I'm saying? 4th time's the charm. Only took him 4 times to do it. But even so much, he looked bad, man. I wasn't happy with George Groves in that fight. Thought he was getting tagged up way too much by shooting off. The weight and you know, George Groves was much bigger than shooting off in that fight. So that played key in the fight. But far as from a skills point of view, I thought Groves was fading early, man. I thought he was fading early. Thought he came in much bigger for this fight than I usually can recall and remember seeing him in. And yo, he's not gonna be like this legendary force at 168, man. He's not gonna be this destructive force at 168. I see DeGale beating him again. I see DeGale beating him. Maybe now that DeGale's still world champion and Groves is still world champion, they'll get that rematch going now, man. But I see DeGale beating him. 68 is such a dead division right now. Where who knows? Maybe he can cause some noise. But George Groves, St. George, it's like, every time I see George Groves, he reminds me of like a suicidal guy or something, man. Like, he has mental issues. The Carl Froch fights did something to George Groves. Benavidez is nice. He's on the up and coming. Bob Arams talks real high of him. But something about George Groves, man. Something ain't right with that dude, man. It's like he always looked like he's damn near like a serial killer or some shit. Like, even his win, he looked so numb. And he stated that his mind is on his previous opponent, in which he did a lot of damage to. And hats off to George Groves for showing a big heart for that, man. But something ain't stable with George Groves, man. I don't know if it was the Froch fights that took too much out of him, that fucked him up in the head. I don't know if it was the backlash that he got from the UK fans after those fights. There's something with George Groves that just, to me, it's not all the way there. You know what I'm saying? And even like I said before, I was doing snapshots for the post-fight videos, and I had got one and I accidentally deleted it. But there was a snapshot of George Groves, and he had the belt over his shoulder, and he was just standing there. And his promoter was talking, and he was just standing there like with this blank stare on his face, like he didn't even know where he was or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's wrong with George Groves, but George Groves is clearly not all the way there, man. He has some mental issues. He has some mental issues, man, and I hope he gets over him, man, because the ghost. I did a video in the past, and I talked about how the ghost of Carl Froch steadily haunts George Groves. He's always on the mind of Groves, man, and I'm telling you, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I've never seen one fighter not being able to get over a fight so much in all my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was just given that it was the 4th time, and I don't know what it was, but George Groves just not seem all the way there to me. Just I don't understand. While we're talking UK fighters, by the way, Tyson Fury. I want to talk Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, ladies and gentlemen, stop that shit. What is going on with Tyson Fury? What is UCAD doing to Tyson Fury over there, man? Why are they pushing this man's dates back? Why are they keeping Tyson Fury inactive? That's a big question. Why are they doing this shit to Tyson Fury? Why is it that when Tyson Fury won his title, he was forced to fight his mandatory? Yet, you know, we see that there's been exceptions with Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on with that? Why does Joshua get the exemption, yet Tyson Fury couldn't get the exemption? What's going on with that, man? You know, something, you know, I don't like the conspiracy talk. I don't. But something ain't right here. I don't. You say the man was doped up and he was using PEDs, yet you allow him to go on and get other fights. You allow him to go on and fight championship fights, but he had dope in his system. Funny, this didn't surface until Tyson Fury became this outspoken world champion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, something ain't right here, ladies and gentlemen. Something is seriously not right. You know, one thing I don't know much about the whole traveling culture and everything like that. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. But they bit him though, foul pole. I mean, like, just be honest, foul pole boxing. Like, you know, when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, he did not get nearly the praise that Anthony Joshua got when he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Granted, Tyson Fury does not have the Eddie Hearn machine behind him, such as like Anthony Joshua does. But come on, man, you know something ain't right there the way he was treated. Waiting on Ortiz to turn 45. They all scared of Luis Ortiz. They all are. It ain't just, that don't apply to one heavyweight. They all are. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm trying to say is, what are they doing to Tyson Fury? And I'm going to tell y'all something. He said he would never fight the IBF mandatory. They didn't even give him the opportunity before the ink was even, you know, they was on his back about that IBF mandatory the second he won it. They were willing to give all kind of breaks to Anthony Joshua because of his drawing power. Be honest here. It's because Anthony Joshua can pack 90,000 in an O2. You know what I'm saying? It's the only reason that they have given him the exemption and didn't give it to Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget here. At the end of the day, Tyson Fury is still the king heavyweight. Let's not make no misunderstandings about it. Until he is dethroned by a boxer and not by a athletic commission or a doping commission or whoever the fuck, some random ass magazine or newspaper, Tyson Fury is still the king. I'm gonna go back to Brook Spence in a second, but before we do, GGG Canelo. GGG Canelo is gonna be a hell of a fight. 50-50 fight. It's gonna come down to, who wants it more, man. Who wants it more? Who's next for Gervonta Tank Davis? Well, one fighter that we know who ain't next for Gervonta Davis is my man Lomachenko. Lord knows I'd love to see that fight. Floyd doesn't believe that Tank is ready for that fight. I guess he's going to just continue to build his profile. You know, I actually like what Floyd Mayweather's doing with Tank Davis. He's making him into a star. You know what I mean? He knows he went over there, took him over to the UK to get washed, got him a new fan base. And yeah, I say about 2 more fights. I wouldn't say 3. Give him 2 more, then give him to Lomachenko, man. If not, give him to Gary Russell. Gary Russell's talking about going up to 130, ladies and gentlemen. I'd love to see a Gary Russell versus Tank Davis fight. That would be amazing. You know what I'm saying? But Gary Russell's not, I don't believe, ranked high by the IBF, so I don't think that fight will be on the horizon, man. But Brook Spence, once more time, man. For those who were just getting in here, who haven't heard me talk about this a little earlier, I believe that Kell Brook quit. I believe that Kell Brook's conditioning let him down. I believe that Kell Brook was the more skillful fighter, but yet, at the end of the day, he was a 5-round fighter. He was a 5-round fighter. He was a Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? He was a 5-round fighter. And now the other ass fucked up. I don't know to what extent, but he was a 5-round fighter and he quit. His conditioning let him out. Let him out. You know, it is what it is. But, yeah, man, all big fights for the remaining 2017. For all of y'all out there who think that 2017 has been a fucking hell of a year for boxing, I couldn't agree more. And we still got more big fights coming up. After we pivot from this Brook Spence stuff, we're going straight into Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, too. We're right on the horizon of that big fight. Early thoughts on that fight, man. Man, still a half a year left. Yeah, man. 2017, just awesome, man. I can't recall a year this good I don't remember the last time we had a year this good in boxing, and we still got Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward, we Kel No Mas Brook. We still got hey, you need to cut that shit out, John, man, for real, man. We still got we still got Anthony Joshua and Klitschko rematch, and more other big fights to be announced. They're talking about Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner. They're talking about also Danny Garcia, Showtime Sean Porter. That would be an amazing fight. We just it's good fights this year. We should be happy as boxing fans. Anybody who's complaining about this year of boxing need to get the fuck out the sport. Simple as that. But he quit, man. It's right here. It's fucking right here. It is gonna be right here. He quit. He quit. He quit. I got hit up earlier by Travis Gotti Boxing. Travis Gotti, that's my main man. He said, man, that I was being very harsh on Kell Brook, and actually Kell Brook won him over because he was a doubter of Kell Brook, and he likes the way Kell Brook fought his ass off. Kell Brook always fights his ass off. A lot of fighters fight their ass off. Nobody questions whether he can fight his ass off. We question the fact that he quit. You know what I'm saying? He quit, man. No, man. Look. It would have even been more believable if it was the one eye that got injured against Gennady Golovkin, and he could say, well, I got re-injured, and it's one he had surgery on. And we would have been like, damn, the eye couldn't hold up. But it was the opposite eye, man. It was the opposite eye. And then I thought he was doing a little bit too much acting by constantly closing the shit, making it look worse than what it really was. But when he would open it, it would open wide. It would open wide. His vision was... I can't say that because I'm not in the ring. I'm not fighting. Oh man. Kell Brook. Yes, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I think the ghost of Gennady Golovkin. Yeah, he gave him great advice, told him to no mas that shit. I think the psychological effects of Gennady Golovkin is still in Kell Brook's head, and he needs a year out of the ring. I don't want to see Kell Brook back into the ring until next spring. At the earliest, in my opinion. Next spring is the earliest I want to see Kell Brook back in the ring. Who against who, I don't know. UK, y'all got a lot of up-and-coming guys over there. Y'all got a lot of lower-tier fighters. Let him get his confidence back with a lot of UK fighters. The American fighters are not going to respect Kell Brook, unfortunately. And that pains me to say, but it's the truth. They're not going to show Kell Brook any sort of respect on American soil from this point on down, because those who believe that Kell Brook, for those who seen Kell Brook beat Showtime Sean Porter, they saying that he held his way to a victory. They don't believe he actually beat Sean Porter. So Kell Brook is not going to get no respect on American soil, and that's just the fact of the matter. That's just the fact of the matter. And that's what Kell Brook wanted his whole career. That's what Kell Brook has actually been fighting for. People think that Kell Brook has been fighting for belts. No. Kell Brook has been fighting for recognition and the acceptance of all of the boxing world. And with this fight, he's not going to be accepted by American fans. UK fans, y'all got to continue to support Kell Brook. It's the only way he's going to get back on the map. It's the only way. If you're abandoning Kell Brook will be done. You know what I mean? But if as far as the United States fans and the United States fighters, there's no more respect for Kell Brook at this point. I don't see anyone respect him. We all know Showtime Sean Porter don't respect him. Keith Thurman he went straight into the Earl calling out Earl Spence. Manny Pacquiao doesn't even know who the fuck Kell Brook is. Kell Brook needs to be fighting Liam Smiths and fucking, I don't know, anybody else y'all can find in front of some pub over there, man. Kell should head to 54. I don't suggest that right off the bat. Kell has a broken face. Kell can't go to 54 with that face. They were screaming. Where they take that? They were screaming for him to get up, and he wouldn't. Everybody, I was screaming. I was in my chair like, yo, get your ass up, bruh. What are you doing? You don't get up. That was me. That was me. That was me all day. And I was sitting here. I was like, okay, it's 4. Okay, 5. Okay, 6. Okay, what the fuck is he doing? 7? Okay, 8. Are you out of your mind? 9. Get your ass up. 10. Connor's in a harder punch and fight him at 150. For what? For what? For recognition? The Porters are delusion. They don't show Kell no respect, the Porters, man. But still, man, like, him no mossing this thing like this, man. Him no mossing this thing. No. Now, on top of that, let me tell you something. Go back and look at when Kell Brook got up from the knockdown. He was having so much success against Spence at that point in the fight. He was giving Spence major problems at that point in the fight. Kell Brook had fight left in him. Kell Brook just did not have the will to continue. Got love for Kell Brook, though, man. Him and his chocolate brownies. You got to have love for the guy, man. You know, for me as a fight fan, he went up and fought Gennady Golovkin. He called out everybody. He tried to get nothing but the top fights. He did not run from Earl Spence. He did what he had to do to make weight, to get back down to welterweight. And he defended his honor and he defended his title. Hats off to Kell Brook for those purposes. But he quit. He gassed out. His conditioning showed holes. He did not adjust. You know what I'm saying? Ropedo said Kell should just cash out with Liam Smith and Khan. Damn. See? This is what I'm saying. No one's going to respect Kell Brook no more, man. No, man. You know, people going to throw his opponent's levels. I don't know where Kell Brook goes, yo. I'm picking my brain here. I can't see him at 54. Sean, what up, though? I can't see him at 54, man. Kell can't go up to 54 with that face. He can't go up to 54. He can't get in the ring with Andrade and he can't get in the ring with no goddamn Charlo and Laura with that face. One side already broken up, now the other one fucked up. Yeah, everybody like he should go up to 54 and face who at 54? That is not going to exploit this. You know what I'm saying? Who? 47 is the best thing for Brook right now. No, 47 is best for Brook. Stay at 47. Get you somebody soft. If you can get Khan in the ring, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But Khan is an opportunist, y'all. Khan is an opportunist. Khan is not going to fight Kell Brook in this particular situation. Yeah, that's who Earl Spence is. And for anybody who had doubts on Earl Spence, you have another doubt, then you don't know shit about boxing. Earl Spence is the truth. I agree, Sean. I agree with that 100%. It was the weight mixing with the Earl Spence body work. It just was too much for Kell Brook. But that was a major concern by some people leading up to this fight was Kell Brook's training camp. Was it a weight loss camp or was it an actual training camp? Were they working on game plans, what to do in situations? And if they were working on those things, were they working on them for extended periods of time? I'm starting to think that this camp was a weight loss camp. That's why they got there early. That's why they started, you know, they needed such a long camp. That's why he showed up 10 weeks before the actual training camp. This was a weight loss camp. And it showed. I agree. I even had doubts, Sean. No doubt about it. But from this point going forward, you should not have one doubt in your mind about Earl the True Spence. Earl Spence is a old school style fighter. Old school style fighter. Something we all should honestly love. He doesn't talk shit. He ain't disrespectful. He's humble as fuck. You know what I'm saying? He gets the job done. He stays in shape. You know what I'm saying? This kid ain't all out there like Adrian Broner. He was in shape. Yeah, he was in shape, but he still has... That doesn't take away from his stamina issues, man. Spence made him quit from damage. Nah, man. Kell Brook wasn't the same fighter after the 5th round prior to the damage. You know what I mean? That's what no one's talking about. It's easy to say, if you want to say that Kell Brook lost his fight, yeah, look at that list of names Rope-a-Dope just put up, man. No man's land. He's in no moss land. You know what I'm saying? He ain't in no man's land. He's in no moss land. You know what I'm saying? But, no. For those who think that Earl Spence injury is the reason that, you know, I mean, doing what he did to Brook's eyes, the reason it went down. No. Look at Brook in round 6. Look at Brook in rounds 5. You know what I mean? Prior to the so-called injury. According to Brook, he got injured in the 7th. Well, look at those 5th and 6th rounds. Kell Brook was fading. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook was fading fast. You know what I mean? I was keeping the score round by round in my boxing group, and in the 6th round, I put in bold capital letters, Kell Brook is fading. It was due to conditioning and the body work of Earl Spence is the reason that Kell Brook lost. Let's not take away from Earl Spence's victory and say it was the eye. I told you that he would gas too many fights. He's shown to gas. Mark Christopher Atkins, hats off to you, my friend. You did. And on top of that, that was something I kind of turned a blind eye to. Like I said earlier on in this video, I noticed that he gassed in the first Carson Jones fight. I noticed that even against against Gennady Golovkin, though that was a 5-round fight, Kell Brook looked lethargic towards the end of that fifth round. Though Gennady Golovkin spent a lot of energy, you know, there was even a punch he threw against Gennady Golovkin. His glove got like caught up on the rope. It's like he was just flinging him, you know what I mean? Because he was fucking gassed, man. He was gassed, man. And Kell Brook's conditioning is going to be questioned. It's going to be questioned. This weight thing with Kell Brook, man, he's in, like someone said, he's in no man's land now. Where does he go? 47, 54, 60? You know what I mean? I don't fucking know, bruh. I don't know. Now, I will say, I don't think Kell Brook wanted to take this knee. I mean, he's in front of his fellow Sheffield fans. He didn't want to take that knee, man. But there's something there after the Gennady Golovkin fight. There's something there. You know what I'm saying? And the same way I said about George Groves, Earl Spence ain't cocky, Tyler. No, that's what you can't say about Earl Spence. He's not cocky, though. He showed Brook tremendous respect leading up to this fight, man. Tremendous respect, with the exception of him just saying he just fought 2 fighters. That was more Derrick James. But, no, he was a class act leading up to this fight. He was a class act waiting on this fight. He was a class act being pushed back, eliminator after eliminator. Earl Spence is not a cocky fighter. Earl Spence just knows his abilities, and he knows what exactly he can and cannot do. And I can't say he's a cocky fighter. Can't clinch to death. Right, that's what I said, man. He went back to the Sean Porter strategy. Why would he go back to that strategy of attempting to hold? But one thing I think that Brook looked to do was to come into this fight as the bigger man. And I honestly think he wanted to knock Earl Spence out early. That's what he really wanted to do. And Brook should know with his so-called experience level, at this level, that you don't just go for the early knockout. But I really think he was looking to counter shot with Earl, hoping to hurt him early. And when that didn't work, there was nothing else in the game plan. There was nothing else in the tank. Why didn't he use his legs? Why didn't he use his feet? He was holding well, but he gassed. I agree. Top-level guys are always confident. That's very true, Sean. Top-level guys are very confident, but you also should know your strengths and weaknesses. You should also know that, you know, I have so much experience, right, that I'm coming down from middleweight that I need to conserve myself at points in this fight. He was holding before his eye got hurt, John. What are you talking about? He was holding from the opening bell. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, no, I take that back. He was countering early, but from like definitely round 4 on down, he started the holding. You know what I'm saying? And Brook gassed. For anyone who don't believe that Brook gassed, I don't know what else I can do for you. Yeah, he was holding. He was doing a lot of fucking holding, man. And I stated this in my build-up video to this fight. That one thing that a lot of people overlook, that Brook holds in all his fights. A lot of people had this notion that Brook just held in the Showtime Sean Porter fight. No. Brook holds a lot. It's always been part of his game plan. And I thought that in this fight, given that he was going up against a guy who wants to fight on the inside and who will look to hit him to the body from the distance, that he wouldn't attempt to fight in that manner. But it was strategic holding. You think it was strategic holding? Or was it... Yeah, it was strategic in the fact that he couldn't answer back. I mean, I don't know, man. The sixth round was such a magical round in this fight. The sixth round was the big turnaround round. The sixth round, man. Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20. Also, foul pole. It was a bad strategy. Kell Brook should, I thought, use his legs a lot more. I thought he was doing very well earlier on in the fight by countering, or at least keeping honest Earl Spence, making sure. And Earl Spence was so cautionary from to be countered that he wasn't going to come through that front door, nor even try to get to the inside of Brook right away. Brook didn't adjust when Earl Spence adjusted. When Earl Spence adjusted in roughly round 5 and 6, Brook didn't adjust. Brook went to the holding strategy, and that was the dumbest thing in the world to do against a guy that's breaking you up in the middle. You know, I stated earlier on, man, that Kell Brook up in here, I stated it before, he's soft in the midsection. He's always been soft for the midsection. He was looking for a way out. Kell Brook did not need to quit. One round, ladies and gentlemen. There wasn't 20 more rounds. There wasn't 5 more rounds. There wasn't 4 more rounds left. There was 1 round left, man. There was 1 round left. And yes, Kell Brook may have been down on your cards at that point, but he still could have had a big round, a knockdown. This is boxing. This is the fight game. Things happen. Anything could have fucking happened. You don't quit. You don't give a no mas in that type of situation. You just don't. Don't give me that eye injury shit, man. I mean, look, we're going to hear all kind of doctors' excuses. We're going to hear all kinds of, oh, well, yeah, as you can see by the x-rays, and, you know, look, it looks like his orbital bone is broken on this one. I ain't buying it, man. I'm not buying it. He quit. He gassed out from body shots, and he quit. That's what happened. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, there's going to be a lot of fans of Brook, and beware of this. They're going to go down there. They're going to point out all of the good things he did good. They're going to give you those first 5 rounds like they were religion. They're going to sit back. Oh, look at it. He was outboxing him. Look at it. He was doing. This is what he was. Down that the injury occurred. This is what happened. No. They're going to discount everything that Earl Spence did leading up to that 6th round. And I say 6th round, and I don't even focus most on the attempted knockdown round, because the 6th round is where the turnaround occurred. The 6th round was that one magical round. And up until that point, I give more respect to the people that win the championship rounds. That's what it's about. The man said ain't nobody at 47 division can beat him. Well, all fighters say that, man. Hearn got him paid. Hearn is a phenomenal, Sean Hearn is a great promoter, man. Hearn definitely did his job with Kell Brook. Some people are going to question the fact, was Eddie Hearn smart in giving him to Gennady Golovkin? Some people are going to say that Eddie Hearn may have did something to Brook's career by putting him in there with Gennady Golovkin. For those of you who say that, I don't agree with that. I think this was more on Kell Brook's decision to do such. But, some people are going to say that Eddie Hearn should not have put him in there with Gennady Golovkin and have limited his career for that. Yeah, you're right, Sean. I mean, I agree. The money did talk. You know what I mean? It was the right decision financial wise. But Eddie Hearn as a promoter, he's all about the money, right? I guess he's sort of short game. But I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of criticism of stating that they shouldn't have put him in there with Gennady Golovkin. Because, Sean, I mean, look, be honest. You don't think that Kell Brook would develop some sort of mental conditioning from the Gennady Golovkin fight? Because that could have played the reason why he was so easy to quit. Like somebody once said before, when you quit once, it becomes much more easier to quit the next time. And he quit, to me, very easy in this particular situation. As opposed to the Gennady Golovkin fight, his corner stopped the fight. No, he wasn't going to become a star at 47 because no one would give him a fight. You're right about that. Hindsight is always 20/20. I'm not saying he was wrong for going up there to fight Gennady Golovkin. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people are going to look at Eddie Hearn and say that was a crossroad that Eddie Hearn should have basically maybe chose otherwise. I don't agree with that notion, but people have thrown in my face before. Jesse Vargas was right there. And yeah, Kell Brook would have basically fought him for free, but Kell Brook would have walked away from that fight as a unified champion. I'm just saying. Look. We can give Eddie Hearn all the props in the world for what he's doing with Anthony Joshua and what he's doing with Kell Brook. But there's going to be some rumblings about he shouldn't have put him in there with Gennady Golovkin. I'm just saying. Spence got exposed and Keith saw that. You know what, Brian? You're right. There was some exposure on Errol Spence's part. I haven't talked nearly enough about that. I agree. I still don't know if Keith Thurman gives him problems or not. I don't think Keith Thurman will give Spence major problems. I would say that Keith Thurman will be in a much better conditioning position than Kell Brook. He would move a lot more than Kell Brook. But when it comes to Spence's body work, it's hard to bet against that, man. Spence also, truth be told, some can say now that Spence has the better name. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia and he beat Sean Porter. Do you equivalent Danny Garcia and Sean Porter on the same level as Kell Brook? It's going to be interesting. Some people are going to say that. Maybe some people may say Earl Spence has the better win. That's tough. That's tough, man. Sean, you say yeah. Rope-a-dope says hell no. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I don't know. That takes some thought. Brook Porter was close. It was very close, and Brook Porter, Brook is better than Garcia. So it's seemingly mixed reactions out there. Is Brook better than Garcia and Showtime Shawn Porter? That's what Keith Thurman has done. Earl Spence now has Kell Brook. Ooh. I'm going to say what Keith Thurman has did is definitely more significant because he's faced different style. Those two styles alone. I mean, Keith Thurman faced the style of Danny Garcia, heavy puncher, good timing fighter. And then he's also fought the style of a Showtime Shawn Porter, good comes, straightforward, aggressive style fighter, similar level, not elite. What you mean? Who's not elite? You gonna say that Danny Garcia and Showtime Shawn Porter is not elite? No, Brook didn't blow Porter out. Actually, he struggled. He didn't struggle with, but later on in the rounds, as we seen in this fight, Brook's conditioning became a point of concern. I'm gonna say Keith Thurman has definitely fought the harder competition. Keith Thurman has showed that his pedigree at this point is incredibly high, man. Keith Thurman has beaten the elite at welterweight with the exception of Manny Pacquiao. To be honest with you, all Keith Thurman has to do at this point is really beat Manny Pacquiao and Earl Spence, and he basically runs welterweight. No, I mean, I'm not ready to say that Earl Spence walks through Keith Thurman, but I'm also not ready to say Keith Thurman beats Earl Spence. I mean, it'll be a clash of styles. It'll be very, very interesting, but I still think Spence has more to prove. I mean, meaning that, no, not to say he's not elite, but I think he still needs one more name at welterweight. I would love to see Earl Spence versus Shawn Porter or Earl Spence versus Danny Garcia. Maybe even Earl Spence versus Amir Khan. Why is that so far-fetched? You know what I'm saying? One more name. One more name does it for me. Brook is damaged good. We have to be honest. Yeah. I don't know if is he damaged goods? Is Brook damaged goods? Yo, y'all killing me, man. I mean, is Brook damaged goods? He needs a minimum of a year out of the ring. Minimum. I don't want to see Brook back in the ring until next spring. He's done rope-a-dope? Really? He's done. Is Brook done? You think Brook is done? What? Bro, Brook ain't done, man. You cash out done. Brook ain't done, man. I'm not going that far with nah. Y'all going way too. Is Brook done? A year out of the ring. Next spring, come back into the ring. All right, get your face fixed. All right, get your confidence. Do something with your head. Get your psychological shit together. A year out of the ring, and he heals. He comes back stronger. Brook done? 31 years old? Maybe. It's hard. It's hard. Is Brook done? He lost in front of his fellow Sheffield people. Noel says Brook. Noel, what's up with you? Brook ain't done. Thank you, man. Thank you. Brook ain't done yet, y'all. Brook ain't done. You lose in front of your fellow people. You get both sides of your face broke. Khan ain't gonna go up to 54. Khan ain't gonna go up to 54, Sean. You get both sides of your face broke. You lose in front of your people. You lose your title. You submitted in front of your people. That's a hard word to say, rope-a-dope. You submitted in front of your people. He's mentally broken. So was Ricky Hatton, right? Ricky Hatton was mentally broken after his losses, but he came back and he gave it one more shot. You know what I mean? After his coke binges and him losing in the fashion that he lost, he came back and he tried. You know what I mean? Ricky Hatton tried. I don't think Brook... I'm going to say I don't... Wow. It's hard, man. It's really hard. What? Done? Mark Christopher, you think he's done too? He Victor Ortiz now quits 2 times. Now everyone knows him. Done? That's tough. It's tough. Is Brook done? That's a reality check for me because I never really thought about it. Is Brook done? Keith gonna have fun with Spence just like he did with Garcia. Yeah. That I don't know about that. Look, man, y'all can't discount Earl Spence. Y'all can't discount what Earl Spence is and what he's gonna do to the welterweight division. Noel, yeah, he shouldn't have never got in there. Then that's what I say. People are going to charge Eddie Hearn and say, yo, he shouldn't have put that dude in the ring with Gennady Golovkin. I don't think he should challenge for a 54 title right now, Sean. I mean, minimally a year. But back to this Eddie Hearn and should he have put him in there with Gennady Golovkin? I was the guy who standing on top of the mountains like, yo, hashtag shock the world. You know what I'm saying? And as a fan, I guess I should feel that way. But as a promoter on Eddie Hearn's point, he's going to have some questions to answer about putting him in there with Gennady Golovkin. I think some questions has to be answered from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is over talking it right now. Oh, Kell Brook is this, he showed great heart and he came back down to 4-7 to make the weight and he was going to defend his title and defend his honor. Eddie Hearn has some questions. The question to the boxing media out there, I hope they bring it to Eddie Hearn about looking at hindsight of putting Kell Brook in there with Gennady Golovkin. Because now he has a fighter with possibly a psychological problem. You know what I mean? He quits easier now. Like I said before, in the first fight, Kell Brook didn't quit. Though he had an orbital bone break, he didn't quit. His corner stopped the fight. In this particular fight, he quit. And it becomes easier and easier and easier. Now, Victor Ortiz, he is the ultimate quitter. He quits damn near in every fight now. And that can easily set in the easy way out for Kell Brook. Eddie Hearn has some answering some questions to do. Other than the financial aspect of it, as Sean pointed out earlier, yeah, both fighters made a lot of money, and Eddie Hearn made a lot of money. Eddie Hearn has some questions to answer. I still think that he basically quit. I'm not discounting him, but I do know what I saw, and I know Keith Thurman fight has good power, and he's going to jump on Spence, break his soul like he did Garcia. I mean, yo, I'm going to tell you something, man. There was points in the Brook fight for Earl Spence that I thought he looked a little bit, should I say, frustrated at a point, especially earlier on in the fight. If Brook could have continued to fight in the manner in which he fought those first 4 or 5 rounds, it would have been a different fight. But Brook gassed, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't counter no more like he was countering. You know what I'm saying? And do y'all think Brook should go back to 54, though? If he goes to 54 to fight who? Hearn could put him on an AJ undercard back in like Quid, and he will get paid. Yeah, that's true. Against a lower tier UK fighter, he will be, once again, a UK star. But that ain't what Kell Brook has always chose to be. Kell Brook wants to be a worldwide boxing star. And Kell Brook has not managed to become that. But Kell Brook has managed to always be a UK star. He's always managed to be a Sheffield icon or whatever the fuck he is in Sheffield. You know what I mean? But that ain't what Brook, that's not satisfying Brook's hunger. But satisfying Brook's hunger, he wants recognition from the world of he is who he is. And he's never been able to get that. And this was the fight that would have brought him that. It resets Kell Brook. Step by step. Yeah, it resets him. You got to go back to the drawing board, unfortunately. But the American fight fans and American fighters won't respect him. It ain't enough UK boxers of that caliber that he can beat in the UK that will grant him the respect that he wants. It's just they're not there. The names are not there. The talent level isn't there. You can fool them over in the UK, but as boxing public as a whole, the views on Kell Brook has been solidified last night. And to be called the worst thing in boxing you can be called, I think really the worst thing, even above a cherry picker, the worst thing in boxing that you can be called is a quitter. That's the ultimate disrespect. I see Kell Brook not showing his face to the public for the next 6 months. The worst thing you can be called is a quitter. That's the number one thing that hurts your stock possibly more than anything in boxing, is to be called a quitter. If I was Brook, what would I do next? I would take about a year off. I would sit down and get my health together first and foremost. Make sure that my face is not going to be breaking up every time I step into a fight. Outside of that, I would do some long, hard soul searching. Knowing that the championship level is what it is, finally getting a taste of the championship level, am I willing to put myself through that? Am I capable enough to perform at 154 and 160? That could rehash. Yeah, but Brian, it was the opposite eye. It wasn't the eye that Gennady Golovkin hurt. Now he has a whole new injury. I don't know to what extent. And I'm going to tell you something. If I don't see some surgery paperwork, if I don't see Kell Brook in some sort of ER, some super high, bad injury, it ain't going to look good for Kell Brook. If it's a typical, his eye just swell shut. Look at what Chris Algieri went through with Ruslan Provodnikov. The man's eye was this big and it was totally closed. Totally closed. That was Chris Algieri in his first title fight. And he never had a title fight. And he was hungry. And he was starving. And with one eye closed and swollen out here, he beat Ruslan Provodnikov. That is the heart of a champion. Not what the fuck we saw last night. Now, like I was saying, man. Yeah. GGG took his soul. Brook is done. Arthur Abrams fought with the broken jaw. That's what I'm talking about. Brook versus Victor Ortiz. Battle of the quitters. I wouldn't even know who fucking would win. You know what I mean? But yo, he quit. And for all my fellow Kell Brook fans out there, if y'all expecting me to be okay with a quitter, I don't care how much of a fan of a fighter I am. If you want to lose me as a fan of a fighter, if you wanted me to say, yo, I was a fan of that fighter, become a quitter. Then you get a whole new side of main man, made man. Become a quitter. I don't stand with quitters. I don't vouch for quitters. You know what I'm saying? You don't get a second opinion from me when you quit. You know what I mean? Like, no. Kell Brook has a lot of damage control to do with his diehards. And because I ain't the only one that feel like this. Y'all heard that crowd in Sheffield after that fight. They booed. Because we all of us true Kell Brook fans, we don't like what we saw last night. And for all of you so-called, I want to look at the glass half full type people like, oh, no, I'm not going to dump on Brook like this. No. Fuck no, I'm not going to do that, Joe. I'm not going to do that. The man fucking quit. And if you don't see that, then clearly you are just, I don't know if you're trolling. I don't know. What are you doing? People want to, not going to happen, D-Lo. That's his fans. Rope-a-dope, that's me. Get up. What are you doing? I stated prior to this fight, Kell Brook said in his final press conferences, I may touch the canvas. He may touch I may touch it. He put the thought in his mind. And Derek James, the trainer of Earl Spence, said that in a video leading up to this fight. He said that they asked him, what do you think about Kell Brook saying that he may touch the canvas? And he's like, I would never tell Earl Spence to say anything like that. Like, you don't put the thought in your mind of being defeated. Kell Brook went into this fight already defeated. I would be all for Brook, John, really. I would say this. I'm not going to stop supporting Kell Brook, bruh. I'm a fan, but maybe. I got some thinking about it. I thought I got up here today to do a live stream because I thought the emotional level of the fight was out of me by now. I thought it was kind of died off. And maybe I am being a prisoner of the moment. I don't know, but fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I got some thinking to do when it comes to Kell Brook, bro. I really do. It puts Brook in a whole new light for me, man. It just puts Brook in a whole... You quit. You didn't lose. You quit. I would have respected a loser. I would have respected him losing. I would have respected him getting knocked out. I would have respected him touching the canvas and not getting back up. I would have respected that. But he didn't do that. He took the knee. And that's what I'm saying. If he would have got stopped, I would have been right up here today like my man fought his fucking ass off. He fought his heart out. He gave everything he had to defend his honor and defend his title. I'd be right there with you, man. I'd be right here like, yo, lay off fucking Kell Brook. He did what he had to do. He made welterweight. That would have been me. That would have been me. I got to see surgery, Noel. I got to see surgery. And not no fucking fly-by-night ass doctor. I need to see surgery. I need to see some orbital bone broken. I need to see a retina coming out, a fucking eyeball hanging out his ear. I need to see surgery. I need to see pics. I need to see something. Because when he got stabbed in the leg, we saw pictures. When he got his orbital bone broken, we saw pictures. I don't want to see some fucking eye patch and your eye swollen. No, goddammit. I want to see pictures. I want to see goddamn x-rays. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, Kell Brook has lost me. I'm being real. Fuck that. If not, Kell Brook has lost me. If I don't see serious damage been done to Kell Brook, if I just see swelling, Kell Brook has lost me. Being real. Kell Brook has lost me. This is the reason why I was such a major fan of Mike Tyson at once upon a time. Once upon a time. Then when Mike Tyson came back as Mike Tyson 2.0, and he came back looking like a fucking bum, you know what I'm saying? He became a 5-round fighter. I stopped being a fan of Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson showed me that he wasn't who I thought he was. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I'm going to need a little more time, folks. I guess that this emotional level for me ain't quite gone yet. It ain't gone. It's still there. I thought it was. I thought I was calmed down. This morning when I woke up and I started drinking my coffee, chilling out, I say, yo, man, I'm chilled out. Why not going on up here with a humble head and do a live stream? Fuck that. You quitting just does something to me, man. You know what I mean? That's why I rode so hard on Victor Ortiz, yo. But look, I don't want to hold y'all too much more longer. I was hoping to give another kind of live stream. I really was. I intended to get up on here and say, you know what, maybe I'm not in the ring and, I can't say whether Kell Brook should have quit or not. It's his eye. That was going to be my approach. That was going to be my approach to this fight. I mean, to this video. But the more I started talking about this thing, man, and the more, and I rewatched the fight this morning, and the more I started talking about this thing, and I'm just like, nah, man, I can't defend this shit, bro. None of us can. Yeah, and that's crazy because when Tony Bellew said that, Sean, I actually agreed with Tony Bellew. Bellew didn't want to say it, no more than I want to say it. Bellew wanted to see Kell Brook win just like I wanted to see Kell Brook win. No one wants to say this shit, bruh. No one wants to get up on here on YouTube to everybody who oh, you're wrong, man. This is how I'm gonna. I don't take no pleasure in this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is what it is. Kell Brook got victory beaten out of him. Crawford said he quit. Everyone's gonna say he quit and he quit, bruh. He quit. You can say whatever reason he quit, whether it was Gennady Golovkin psychological, whether it was his eye, whether it was whatever. The fact of the matter is he quit. Have y'all heard any prediction from anybody who gave a prediction that said that they thought Kell Brook would quit? Whoever betted on that, man, hats off to you. Have y'all anybody heard? No one knew this. No one seen this coming. No one seen this coming, especially when he didn't quit against Gennady Golovkin. 154 though. Damn, Javante said he quit too. Wow. Javante said he quit too. Everybody saying Brook quit, yo. Everybody saying that shit. It's like, and even the people who are not saying that Kell Brook quit are saying that it's like they're alluding to it. They don't want to say it because they know how to, but they feel it. You know what I'm saying? Most of us was stumped. Tell the truth. Like, then Kell Brook didn't quit on taking damage. Like, he was in the middle of a flurry and he was getting hit with shots. He didn't quit in the middle of a flurry. He backed off and he stopped and he took a knee. Rosie Perez came to his defense. Man, look, Rosie Perez can do whatever the fuck she feel like she need to do to remain boxing media. You know what I'm saying? But guys like us on YouTube who ain't got nothing to prove to no media or give a fuck about credentials gonna call it like we see it. And we gonna call it like it is. Rosie Perez can say what the fuck she want, man. Yeah, Rosie a hardcore fan, but yo, fuck that. He quit, bruh. He fucking quit. There ain't no defense in the world, bruh. Look. There ain't one good defense I've heard from anybody who's stating that he did not quit. They're going to just go to the eye. And when you are one round away from the end of the fight in front of your Sheffield fans that All of their life, they've been waiting for you to see this. You bought them an event this big, and how many times we've heard fighters say they've seen multiple images in the ring? Is Kell Brook the first fighter you've heard say that? People have quit and come back. Yeah, they have. They have. Yeah. But I didn't have Brook as that kind of fighter. There's certain kind of fighters you got a guy made up in your mind. You think he's a certain kind of fighter. That wasn't who I had Brook. I had Brook dying on his sword before he sat there and quit. That's my kind of fighter. I don't know. Foul Pole say maybe he should have thrown some low blows. He should have did something. I'm gonna tell you something though. Truth be told, after the knockdown, if he could have got one or two, if he could have grabbed the 11th and 12th rounds, he probably would have won that fight. He probably would have won that fight. You know what I mean? Truth be told. That's true. You either have it in you or you don't. It's who you are. You know what I mean? You either have it in you and you don't. And Kell Brook possibly in his whole life never quitted up until was never forced to quit until the Gennady Golovkin fight. And he's seen how easily he was bailed out of that situation. And guess what? He bailed himself out on this one. Truth be told, I feel sorry for Kell Brook this morning. That dude is going through hell. If y'all don't think that Kell Brook is in some sort of boxing hell right now, he is going through it. You know, he is going through it. He is in his house right now, balled up in a fetal position with all the curtains closed, all the TVs off, and he is going through it. Trust me. And it's messed up. Messed up indeed. But hopefully he comes back holding his head high. He's doing a lot of justifying. There's no justifying. He gonna come up with a zillion excuses and a zillion reasons to try to save face, but Earl Spence snatched his soul. And I'm hoping that Earl Spence did not give him... I'm hoping... Hey, Mac. Hey, Mac, you going through... Mac say they motherfuckers been on his ass all night. Hey, Mac, me too. I woke up this morning to messages that you wouldn't believe, man, and we licking our wounds, Mac. Hey, yo, we licking our wounds like shit, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, I've been getting you, hey, you Spence fans, I ain't mad at you. I'll be doing the same shit, so it's all love. Yo, you motherfuckers are relentless, man. Y'all like Spence to the body. Y'all are relentless, man. I've been going through it too, man. Brook put us all through it. Brook is putting us all through it, man. Hey, man, I hope moms is all good, Mac, man. Hey, man, we all hurt, man. Look, I did a piece of shit post-fight video last night. It was a piece of shit. It was not nearly the level I do. I was in the middle, you know, I usually take a bunch of snapshots of the fight and, you know, use them for my post-fight video. I didn't even want to take no snapshots, man. It was a crack. I got facts wrong. I said one eye was injured when it was the other eye. I stated he got knocked down in one round. I was just so distraught and so fucking pissed that I gave a crappy post-fight video, man. It is what it is, whatever the fuck. I was fucked up, bro. I was really fucked up. I was really fucked up. And not so much that Earl Spence beat him. I was fucked up because he quit. Oh, man. I tell you, fight fans, just know that my shit was genuine. All right? I really believe that Kell Brook would have did it. I really did, man. I called it the way I thought it would go. And this was, believe it or not, Gennady Golovkin or Sean Porter was not Kell Brook's shining moment. Last night was Kell Brook's shining moment. Kell Brook has had to hit the reset button. I'm about to end this vid. We've been on here going an hour and a half now. I will just end it with this and say that if Kell Brook goes to 154, it should be no less than a year. I suggest him go back to 47. Only reason because I don't think his face will be ready for a 54 puncher yet right now. I just don't see it. If his face can't hold up to a 47 puncher, there's no way it's holding up to a 54 puncher. Only reason you guys are telling Kell Brook to go to 54 because y'all think the road is much easier up there. Yeah, you're right, Mac. Only reason y'all asking Kell to go to 54 because y'all clearly think the road is much easier because he got a Liam Smith. Yeah, Liam Smith, and all those kind of guys, or Callum Smith, whoever the fuck. I think Kell should stay at welterweight. Try to do what he can, do whatever he got. He's going to have to give up major concessions at this point in his career, unfortunately. He's no longer an A-side boxer no more. I think he should stay at 47, get some touches, maybe no less than a year later. Come back next year, maybe after this is kind of put to the emotional level of all the fans has been, put to rest. His psychological whatever he's going through, hopefully he's worked through them by then. But Kell Brook in this condition can't come back to the ring no time soon. Yeah, that's the glass half full, John. We closer to getting a unified. We're closer to getting a unified champion. And Errol Spence is a newly added elite elite welterweight. That's good to know. But nah, Sean, he got to stay out of here, man. Psychologically, this shit is gonna fuck Brook up, bro. You gotta understand. If Brook comes back in a matter of months, he is going to be just a destroyed fighter, man. Like, these two beatings has taken a toll on Kell Brook. He got one side face broken, the other side broke. He took a knee in this fight. The backlash he'll get from the fans, the psychological effects of the Gennady Golovkin fight, the psychological effects of losing to Errol Spence. That dude need no less than a year, man. He gotta get himself together. Coming back in the mind frame that he's in, he fights Khan. Khan is going to take full advantage of Kell Brook in negotiations. Khan is going to see himself as the A-level fighter. He's going to give Brook peanuts for the fight. Yeah, Brook should take a year off, come back at 4-7, and try to reestablish himself. Against who? It all depends on what's popping at that time in boxing. I don't want to see Brook back in the ring this year. I don't. The grueling training camp that he probably had, no. Hey, his forehead foul, really foul. Only thing that's left to be broken is his forehead, huh? Yeah, yeah. But that Brook should take some time away from the ring. This has got to be devastating for him, man. Devastating. He lost in front of his people. He lost in front of Sheffield. That's just like the icing on the fucking kid. That's like the cherry on the sundae. He lost in front of Sheffield. He didn't lose in front of the Americans. He didn't lose in front of the Australians. He lost in front of Sheffield. No, I take that back. He quit in front of Sheffield. Brook got to take some time off. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I may even need some fucking time off. Who knows? But thank you, Brooklyn Child. I really appreciate that, my friend. Much love to you too. Much love to you too. I just thought I had to get on here and face everybody today. Take my lumps, eat my crow, lick my wounds. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not abandoning Kell Brook. I'm not abandoning him, but my respect for him has lowered. I got to be real. I don't respect quitters. And my love for Kell Brook is keeping me hung in there with him to this point. But I don't respect quitters. None of us do. None of us do. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do more videos about this. Maybe I won't. But moving on to Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward 2. It was a great event. It was a great showing. And I hope everything's good, man. Brook has to be down in the dumps, foul pole. This man. Shh. God damn. Imagine what Kell Brook is going through. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. Thank y'all for rocking with me on today's live stream. I appreciate everybody that stopped through. I appreciate everybody who commentated. To my UK fans out there, man, I wish, hey, don't stop supporting Kell Brook. Don't stop supporting Kell Brook. Peace out to all of you. Don't stop supporting Kell Brook. Y'all are all he's got at this point, because the Americans are going to shit all over. Real shit. So until I see y'all in the next video, we're moving on to Kovalev and Andre Ward 2. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Peace out.